He is the new coach of MLS, and apparently he's only got a few minutes. As we're recording this, there's some sort of blizzard coming in, and he's got to get on a flight, so we only have a few minutes with him. He is the coach of the New York Red Bulls. We teased him earlier. He's here now with us. Mike Petke, how are you, my friend?
Good, man. Long time. You doing well?
I'm doing great, although I will say it's a little weird having to call you coach now. Can I still just call you Mike?
Yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
Call me my man. Listen, I appreciate you making this as quick as possible. Our flight got changed because of the storm, and I'm literally at the board.
You guys are trying to sneak off to Florida before a blizzard hits New York City.
No. We're sneaking back to New York before we get trapped here.
Oh.
Yeah, so I gotta get in the plane momentarily, so let's rock this, dude.
Let me ask you something about the interview process. You were the interim coach for basically the entire offseason, and then you became the coach. Just walk me through the step-by-step process and your thoughts going from interim to head coach.
Well, to be honest with you, my thoughts never really wavered because when I was given the team in an interim basis, I've been with this team for so long and care about the organization that whether I was the head coach, the assistant coach, or whatever I was, when they put me in charge, I wanted to do the best possible to start the process of putting this team in the right direction. So from being named the interim coach to being named the coach, nothing changed, to be honest with you. It was just really an easy transition aside from all the crazy BS that goes with it. The paperwork, the budget, talking to agents. That's the only thing that changed.
Was it hard for you to have that interim tag and try to make decisions not knowing what was going to happen moving forward?
Well, it wasn't hard for me. The one thing that was difficult was if we were looking elsewhere for a coach, especially coming into preseason, I really wanted to know who that coach was and if I could speak with him, because I thought my thought process with this team is if I had them for a week and a new coach came in, if the new coach came in and didn't like what I did or was on a completely different wavelength as far as how we're going to play, we would have had to start from brand new, from scratch right then and there, and we had lost a week. So it was important for me. Like I said, I was never thinking along the lines of, I hope I'm the head coach. Not at all. My thought process was, whatever my situation is, I need to get this team on the right path.
I'm going to throw a couple names out at you. And first, tell me if you spoke with them about coaching at MLS. And secondly, what were some of the things that you took away from conversations or at least observing them? First one is Hans Backe.
No, I did not speak to Hans.
Did you learn anything sitting beside him for a season?
I learned many things. The one thing I will say is that
doesn't sound like everything you learned was good, Mike.
Listen. Everything you learn, whether good or bad, is a lesson and something that you could use for the future. I enjoyed my time as transitioning from a player to assistant coach very much for the most part, but that's in the past, and I'm a bit different than some people who were previously here. So I'm trying to stand my style, if you could say, in all aspects, from playing to personality on this team.
The young coaches, your peers as players who are now head coaches in MLS. I'm talking about Ben Olsen. I'm talking about Jason Kreis. I'm talking about Jay Heaps.
Ben Olsen told me to run as fast as I could, get out of it. I don't want to do it. And it was funny because I'm very good friends with Ben, and he knows my wife very well, very much as well. And she was down in Florida, and the first thing he said to her, he said, "You're not going to like your husband for the next year." And I said, "Stop." But no, Ben and I had a very candid conversation. I have a lot of respect for him. He's a phenomenal person, and he's a phenomenal player, and he's turning out to be a phenomenal coach. Even though he is younger than me, it's still somebody in a way, that paved the way for someone like me. Mm-hmm. The chance that he took on him, showed that you don't have to be a world-renowned, reputation and coach. The person who could lead a team could be, an experienced coach sitting right in front of you who's played for the team. Jason Kreis reached out to me. I had a very good conversation with him. He gave me phenomenal advice, having gone through probably the toughest transition of any of the young coaches, literally stepping off the field midway through the season and becoming a coach. And now I have Robin Fraser, assistant coach, who is his first one. So we have that in common. And he gave me a lot of advice. I've not talked to Jay. I think we had a text message, congratulations type thing. But definitely Ben and Jason shed some light on things and really are supportive about it.
How much of an adjustment do you think it'll be for you? You were a very frank personality as a player, without being outspoken. You weren't a rebel rouser or somebody who started trouble, but if somebody asked you for your opinion, you gave it. How hard is it going to be to have to kind of play your cards close to your vest? You kind of already did it with me with the Hans Baca question, so it seems like you're learning of what I can say and what I can't say without compromising who you are.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, the way I am is never going to change. I'm never going to waver from that, you know. However, with the new responsibility, it's not, you know, I can't be shooting off and being crazy, you know. People know people know where they stand with me. I'm never going to sugarcoat it, you know, whether it's trading somebody or dealing with an agent or anybody. I'm going to speak my mind, but obviously I have the best interest of the club to think about, so I can't be getting myself in trouble and putting the club in any type of bad light. So without muzzling myself, I am more cautious in a way with the way I push things. You know, as a player, it's easy. You're on the field, you're in the heat of it, and, you know, you could get a red card because that's passion and that's whatever. However, as a coach, you know, with all these people below you and you're trying to lead them, you know, if you make bad decisions, it reflects on them in a way and it reflects on the club, and I don't want that to happen.
So 3 personnel things before I let you jump on that plane. First, the Kenny Cooper situation. You've come out and said it's a salary cap issue. Everybody else who isn't a part of the situation, the rumbling is couldn't play with Thierry Henry, or Thierry Henry didn't really want to play with him. Which one is more truth?
The truth is exactly like we just talked a second ago about how I am and being honest, speak my mind. The truth is what the first thing you said, which is what I've said already a couple times. It was a salary cap situation. It has nothing to do with Thierry. It has nothing to do with any style or anything like that. We have an 18-goal scorer. I don't care what style a team plays. If you have a guy who scored 18 goals, you know, we should do everything possible to keep him. And that's what we tried to do. You know, listen, the salary cap, hopefully in my time, will go up, you know, and that's for the smart people at MLS, you know, who do that, are going to figure that out, and it will at some point. But right now, salary cap is A. Someone like Kenny Cooper makes D, so you need to be at C. So you have to figure that out. So we weren't able to figure it out. It was almost impossible to, and that's why we had to do that.
I want you to talk to the Red Bull fans specifically. Roy Miller, he's played a prominent part in your setup in preseason. A lot of Red Bull fans will be like, why is Roy Miller still on this team after his playoffs of the last 2 seasons? Resell the Red Bull fans on Roy Miller so they can fall in love with him all over again.
I don't need to resell, to be honest with you, to the Rebel fans. You know, it's early in preseason. We are trying, giving everybody a fair shake. I know what Roy brings to this team. I know what his limitations are, just like every player has the highs and lows and abilities and limitations. We're 3-4 weeks maybe away from the first game. I'm losing track at this point, but maybe roughly 4 weeks away from the first game. What we see on the field the first week and a half now could potentially be far from what we see the opening game. So we are giving everybody a fair shake. Roy is a phenomenal professional. He has very good qualities. He's with the national team right now. That says, you know, what kind of player he is. And we're going to fit the right people who gives us the best chances to win. Where
do you see Tim Cahill slotting in your setup right now? Is it up top or is it more in midfield?
I'm talking to a DC radio station. I'm going to divulge where I'm playing a key player. Roach, listen, I haven't seen you in a while, but you haven't changed, my friend. Listen, Tim is obviously a very important part of this team, both on and off the field. And the great thing about Tim is you could slot him in any number of positions, and he's going to be a professional, and he's going to work his ass off. So whether that's at forward, whether it's at midfield, whether that's outside, you know, it remains to be seen. Like I said before, we're going to put him as well as all the players in the positions that benefit the team, regardless of who they are. So he's been on board, he's been phenomenal, and it's been a pleasure to work with him.
You brought up DC, so I will tell you the thing that lets us know that you are the right man for the job is DC United fans are like, that's the last person we wanted hired for New York Red Bulls is Mike Petke, which means you were the best hire for New York Red Bulls. Now, well, Mike, listen. I know you got to get on a plane, so now I'm just holding you this. You're going to owe me something mid-season to make up for this quick little conversation we're having.
Listen, what do you need, Roach? It seems to me you have everything. You're the DJ of a hit radio station. You're a phenomenal dude. What do you need from me? Tell me.
I just need a conversation with you mid-season at some point. Guaranteed? Is that done?
That you can put that on the record, my friend, anytime you want. And if I have time when we come down to DC, I'd love to get back on the radio with you because that was some fun times.
Let's do it. It's going to be awesome. Mike, thank you so much. Be safe getting back to New York, my friend.
Roach, you the man. Be well.